From WPTV, this is News Channel 5 at 6. Local coverage you can count on.
Breaking news out of West Palm Beach, where there has been an officer-involved shooting. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Rogers.
I'm John Shainman. We're told a man allegedly armed with a gun was shot today by a West Palm Beach police officer after investigators say an altercation broke out between the two. It happened at the Woodstock Apartments on North Congress Avenue shortly after 1 o'clock this afternoon. News Channel 5's Jeff Skrypek begins our live team coverage from the scene. Jeff?
Well, John and Tanya, an investigation is underway here at this apartment complex where a West Palm Beach police officer shot a man who allegedly had a gun and refused to put it down. Now, further behind me, that's where investigators have been spending most of their time trying to get a better understanding to what led to shots being fired. Now, a spokesperson with the West Palm Beach Police Department says they received a phone call from a resident about a suspicious man at the complex. When the responding officer arrived and spotted the suspect then allegedly ran from the officer. It was then investigators say the officer saw the man had a gun. Orders for the suspect to put down the gun were allegedly refused, leading the officer to pull out his gun and fire.
If you're armed and you're confronted by a police officer, you need to listen to what that police officer tells you. And if you don't, obviously that police officer is justified in doing what they need to do.
Spokesperson Alan Ortman says the suspect was shot in the stomach and was rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center. His name has yet to be released. Now, we're also being told the officer involved was not hurt. Now, as to why the suspect was at this apartment complex and what he was doing here, or if he was a resident, the police spokesperson that we spoke to today says he has no answers to any of those questions. Reporting live in West Palm Beach, Jeff Skrypek, WPTV News Channel 5.
All right, Jeff, nearby neighbors gathered outside their apartments shortly after the shooting to see what was happening. News Channel 5's Katie Johnson was the first reporter on scene today. She continues our live team coverage with their reaction to the shooting. Katie?
John, well, residents here, they actually didn't seem too shocked by the shooting. In fact, some that we spoke with say they've just gotten used to crime happening in their neighborhood.
Pop, pop, pop. I wasn't sure if it was firecrackers or not.
Olga Principe lives near the entrance of Woodstock Apartments, a community she says has seen its share of crime in the past 2 years, forcing residents to keep an eye out for one another.
If we see something suspicious, we kind of look out for one another's property and cars and whatnot.
It has her seeking a new home somewhere she feels safer.
Right now, with the economy and everything, I can't move right now. But that's something that I really wish I can do sooner than later.
Now, I spoke with other residents in the area. They said the same thing. They'd love to move to a community where they say they'd feel safer, but they just can't afford to at the time. So they say in the meantime, they just have to adapt to their surroundings. We're live in West Palm Beach. Katie Johnson, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, this is the second West Palm Beach officer-involved shooting this year. A suspect was killed by an officer this past March 5th at Haverhill and 45th Street. An officer in that shooting was injured in his shoulder. Stay with News Channel 5 for continuing coverage of this breaking news. We'll have the latest information tonight on News Channel 5 at 11 and on our website, WPTV.com.